All right, good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday evening. Welcome back to this episode of Session Black Marathon Madness. So let's begin. Today we're going to discuss season 9, episode 27, Wacky Day Off, number 2. So, so, this day starts with Hunter chit-chatting with his mom and brother. He eats breakfast. He takes some breakfast with him. He would eat it later at Hartman. And today, even though it's a day off, um, he still decides to go to Hartman because they don't have a day off. Um, so today is English Day, so he goes to Miss V's English class at Hartman. So he gets in. They have bell work, and then and then after that they get over to bell work, and then they have a lesson. Um, and then they have their 15-minute break in the middle of the day. Um, so he is able to eat his breakfast there and eat some snacks and stuff, which is nice. But other than that, we don't see nothing interesting. There's no craziness. There's no wackiness yet. There's no drama. Um, so there's that. Um, and then um, Then they go back to class. They work on a story that they have been reading, um, and then they have an assignment about that, and then they have another like activity thing that they do, and then in the middle of the day, Hunter has a lesson for the preschool at Heartland that he teaches that he has on the calendar. Um, and he has pretty good grades in English, so Miss B lets him go to the preschool room, and he is Mr. Hunter. He's able to teach his lesson, which I think is like music or something like that. Um, whatever, which you'll see on the clips. But whatever lesson teaches his lesson, and then he says bye to the kiddos, and then um, and then um, he goes back to English to have another assignment, another activity, and then for the rest of the time of the class, and then the bell rings. And then his mom picks him up. They go to, um, I think they go to this buffet. Is an Asian restaurant. It's called the Asian buffet. So they have lunch there. They get a bunch of sushi, and they have some delicious, delicious food. Um, so they have lunch there, and then after that, they go on home, and they do some things at home. And then actually Hunter hangs out with his skills coach Kelly. They do some activities. They chit chat about life. They work on something. And then they do some games. They do Uno and Sorry. And then they play, and they have some wackiness, some craziness. They do this funny, wacky game called, it's a matching game that's called Meme Match. So there's a bunch of these meme photos of like memes, and they are supposed to like find it as like a memory game. But it's funny, they laugh about it, they have a goofy time, and then they play another wacky game called Snakes and Ladders. It's like shoots ladders with snakes. So they have a fun time and a wacky time, if you will. And then he goes back home and um he calls it a day. And that's it. That was his wacky Wednesday day off. Um, and that is it for this episode of Sad John Block Marathon Madness. It's a shorty, but it's a good one. But thank you so much for watching this episode of Sad John Block Marathon Madness, and I'll see you Thursday night for another episode of Sasha and Bach Marathon Madness.